Hey you guys, welcome back to Rocket City Yardstead. So I don't know how well you can see behind me, but we got the landscape fabric unrolled way down the yard and ran into a little bit of an issue that was really just me having not done my math well or something. I don't know. Plenty of landscape fabric to fill the whole garden, but let me show you. Here's the snag in the plan. For some reason, I thought my landscape fabric was just going to come to the inside of this trellis, not very far. I was going to pull it under, lift the cattle panels up, burn a little strip to go around the T-posts, no big deal. I just, for some reason, had things wrong in my head because I know I measured it out and it actually comes more to about here. So that is a good more than 2 feet, 2.5 feet farther than I thought it would go. And one of the things I really don't want to do is burn a 2.5 foot hole or strip into the landscape fabric. So what that means is I am going to have to take these cattle panels out. There are 4 of them, and also the T-posts on this side. A little bit of a bummer, but I want to do things right. I want to make sure we don't have to put more staples in than we need, because more staples means more holes, means more weeds coming up through those holes. So I'm gonna get to going on trying to pull these cattle panels out and then getting these T-posts out. This process went pretty smoothly. The only little hang up was that I kept missing where I had zip ties. The black zip ties that we used to attach these, they just kind of blended in, and I would think I had them all off, and then I would go to move a cattle panel and it wouldn't budge because it was nicely secured. So once I got them all off, it wasn't a big deal, and didn't take me all that long to do this. So I'm really glad we decided to take the cattle panels and T-posts out. That went quicker than I thought it would. It took about 16 minutes to get the cattle panels down. I don't know if you could tell from the time lapse. I was getting a little worn out by the time I got the third one down. Only 3. For some reason, I thought there were 4. But now I'm going to pull the new fabric back, get these T-posts out, and then hopefully get to the new fabric. Pulling the T-posts and things out was 100% the right call, because I've actually already pulled this fabric out once and the wind keeps catching it. But I can tell I'm going to have a way better ability to tell if I've got the landscape fabric pulled taut enough. And a little extra work. Took me less than half an hour, and definitely the right call. So I think the plan is to try and get the side and the back attached. The side, I don't really have any leeway because we have accounted for the whole 17 and a half feet wide. But we bought fabric that was longer than we needed because it was cheaper to buy a 100-foot roll than it was to buy 75 feet. So my goal for this afternoon is to get this area stapled down. We're probably going to end up rolling the fabric back up to about where the old area started. And then I don't know if we'll get to it today, but I need to transplant strawberries into my GreenStalk and then move my old beds that I have kind of in the corner on my fruit tree to over here. I guess I'm completely neglecting the fact that I have to put T-posts back in and the arches back in. So lots to do. Success. We got the landscape fabric down in this area. We still have some leveling and figuring out the base of the greenhouse to do before we can lay all the way down the yard. But this means I can go get my T-post driver. We can put the 4 T-posts back in, get our cattle panels back up, and then I think that's probably going to be all for today. But tomorrow I'm going to transplant strawberries, and we're going to try and get those beds moved to along the arches. So I didn't film you guys because this was a whole lot of work and we're exhausted. But the landscape fabric is in this area, and we got the T-post and the cattle panel put back up. My mom wants to hang Mr. Froggy back up, so we're gonna get him in. Maybe. Here we go. And we're gonna call it a day. So tomorrow we're gonna work on strawberries and hopefully getting beds moved. Good night. You guys, I was coming to work on my strawberry beds, and look what I found. It is the next day. I'm out here trying to take advantage of some cool weather because it is supposed to be 84 degrees today, I think. And I have a lot of stuff I need to get done. I got the first of my beds that I'm going to move cleaned out. And then a thought occurred to me that I was probably going to end up having to move the dirt twice. And I really don't like that idea. So I guess one time would be moving it in order to actually move the bed, and then the second time would be putting that dirt in the bed. So I thought those beds. So let me tell you about the beds that I'm moving. They are just galvanized metal. I got them at Rural King a few years ago. I'm in a Facebook group called Friends of Roots and Refuge, I think is what it's called. It's tied to their YouTube channel and all their social medias. But a few years ago in the fall, somebody in that group said, you guys, check your local Rural King. They have galvanized beds that are normally, I think they were like $40 at the time, on clearance for $15. And I checked, my local Rural King had them. And so I went and got 4 of them. And this morning, while I was contemplating needing to move the dirt twice, I remembered that I ended up with an extra bed because I didn't have room over there to put it. And so we just never put it together. We were waiting to figure out where exactly we would put it. And I decided if I put it together today, then I can put this bed in place and only move the dirt once. So that is what I'm doing. And these are nice little beds. They're a foot tall. I can't remember what their exact dimensions are, but I would rather put together an extra bed than move a bunch of soil twice. So the only thing is now I'm gonna have to figure out where to put this. I had one of these beds over there that never had strawberries in it, although my strawberries have started creeping, and so there's actually one strawberry in that bed. There are also some that have gone over the sides and down into my landscape fabric. I don't know if that's a problem or not. I'm not the best strawberry grower, and I think for what we want to do with strawberries, we kind of bought the wrong kind of strawberries. We are the kind of people who like to preserve strawberries. I love freeze-dried strawberries, and we like to make like strawberry jam. We used to go to the movies a lot, which sounds like a crazy segue, but we used to buy like our local movie theater. We had a dollar movie theater that offered a bucket that I think you paid like $15 or $20 for the bucket. And then it was like $2 refills for the whole year. And so we would buy that. And at some point I started getting really sick every time we went to the movies. And it was around that time we figured out that I could not have corn. And so I know you're not supposed to take snacks into the movie theater, but they literally have nothing I can have. All the candy has corn. The hot dogs have corn. The popcorn obviously has corn. And so that was around the time that the freeze-dried strawberries started showing up in packages at the grocery store. And I would get like packages of freeze-dried strawberries and peach slices. And I would sneak them into the movie theater with me, so I still had a snack. So once we got our freeze dryer, I started making my own freeze-dried strawberry slices and peach slices. Oh, you guys, if you have a freeze dryer, I know not all that many people in the grand scheme of things have them, but if you have a freeze dryer and you have access in the summer to just like really fresh, ripe peaches, they are amazing. They're so much better than the store-bought freeze-dried peaches. Oh, goodness. Oh, word, Mom. Like most of the backside. And, well, come look. The back and the front are both pretty bad on this one.
Another layer of fabric inside there.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys, I'm gonna show you what we're talking about. So here you can see the ground is not level, and getting it level when we already had some layer of fabric down was not really an option. So we're talking about putting some landscape fabric inside the bed before we put the dirt down so we can help hold it in place. So this is what we were talking about. We had some leftover landscape fabric that honestly was too cheap. It did not work very well. It started to disintegrate after a year out in the sun, but it holds up pretty well in applications where it's not getting the sun. So we are just lining the inside of this bed with it so we can put it up the side, and where there are gaps underneath, it should help hold the soil in. I'm hoping to at least be able to partially use the dump function on my gorilla cart, but I don't know if it's gonna work or not. So we're gonna try. I may have to just shovel it all out, but right now that's my goal. This isn't gonna work. Unfortunately, the dumping is not gonna work. So shovel it is. Y'all, it is the next morning. We hit midday yesterday and it just got too hot, 80 degrees. And so we called it a day after getting 2 beds moved over, only 1 filled. And then, goodness, can you hear the wind here and see how things are different? It is actually only supposed to be in the 60s today. And I'm sure it's tied to all of this wind. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to film, but I wanted to show you that I'm bringing my GreenStalk around here. We are going to transplant the strawberries from this bed. Yes, there are a lot of weeds in there as well, so I will be weeding as well. But I don't know if I can really leave my camera out. It's probably going to get blown over in this crazy wind. My tripod already got blown over once, and that was without my camera on it, thank goodness. But I'm hoping, we'll see how much I can stand this wind today. But I'm hoping to get both of these beds back here, the strawberries out and transplanted. I started with 25 plants. I don't know how many I have now because, as you guys probably know, strawberries put out runners and make new babies. So there might be more plants than that. I expect there to be. I think if I remember correctly, my 7-tier GreenStalk has 42 planting holes for plants. So hopefully all of the strawberries are going to fit in there. And if not, we are going to find some other places to put them. But I'm going to get to amending my green stalks and transplanting strawberries. So I did want to show you guys, I think it's kind of funny and a testament to how strawberries grow. This is that one strawberry plant that rooted itself in the bed that didn't have strawberries. It climbed over somehow and got in there. And so I just left a little pile of dirt for it until I could transplant it. This is my last tier of the GreenStalk. I'm hoping we're going to be able to sit here and talk, but I don't know because the wind is so bad. I might have to do some voiceover. But my strawberries just multiplied exponentially. So once I get this tier planted, I'm going to take you back to my beds and show you, because my plans for today have changed. We're going to have to do some thinking and figure out what we're going to do with the rest of the strawberries, because we don't want to just kill them, get rid of them, anything of that sort. We want all the strawberries, but I'm not going to be able to move that bed because it still has a lot of strawberries left in it. And I haven't even gotten to the second bed that's got strawberries in it. So yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what we're going to do other than finish planting this GreenStalk. But I'm very excited that there are so many strawberry plants that just kind of put a wrench in the plans. A good wrench, though, for sure. You can't complain about too many strawberry plants. I am not giving any kind of tutorial here. I have never dug up strawberries and replanted them before, so I wouldn't feel comfortable telling you what to do. I can tell you what I did. I just dug them up. A lot of times the soil fell off of the roots. I don't know if that's a problem or not, but it is what it is. And I'm just digging a hole down in my GreenStalk to put them in. And then I'm just making sure that I don't bury their crown. So hopefully I'm doing this appropriately. And we're going to get lots of strawberries off of these guys. We haven't gotten a ton in the past. They just were too shaded back in that corner. The apple tree, as it grew, just really put too much shade on them. Oh, I did want to tell you guys, in case you were wondering, I amended the soil in my GreenStalks today with worm castings and berry tone. I did not have quite enough berry tone, but I think that's okay because I did the worm castings as well. I don't know how easy it is to see, but you can see where I've pulled all the strawberry plants out. And there's probably a good 10 to 15 strawberry plants left in this bed. A great problem to have, but we won't be moving the bed today because I don't have anywhere else to put those strawberries. So a good problem to have, and we'll figure it out. Well, you guys, the strawberries that I had room for are all transplanted. I'm going to water them in really good. They definitely look like they're having some transplant shock, but hopefully they're going to bounce back just fine. And because of this wind we've been having today, I am going to just let them sit out here like this and not try and put my GreenStalk together. I did want to show you the part that didn't get finished. It's okay. I did get that one bed over here and loaded with quite a bit of soil. And then I got a second bed. So even though it's not everything I wanted accomplished, it was a whole lot of work over the weekend. And I'm pretty proud of what we got done. So we may just have to put a pause on finishing this area and start working farther down the yard while we figure out what we want to do with the rest of the strawberries. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.